Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys. So, well. So, other crypto market cap. First of all, we're just gonna start our analysis with the other crypto market cap. This is what the chart probably I just prepared myself today, and I this was the chart probably I made it yesterday, but I couldn't share it over the stream. I couldn't do the stream. There was some minor, I would say, emergency at home, so I just had to rush. But yep, that's what the overall analysis is. We're just gonna start our analysis with the other crypto market cap first of all. Well, and perfect pullback, I would say. And what's exactly next? So we're just gonna first of all lean towards the USD DOM chart. So the USD dominance chart, if you remember, this is what the plan exactly was for the USD dominance, and that's what the Bush I was expecting to sweep up the highs, taking the liquidity over here, and that's exactly, I think, we still have a little bit push up left for a USD DOM, but somewhere around 2% more. So overall, you can expect market to go down another 2 to 3% more. Some else can even do 4%, 5%, but not more than that, in my view. So I think this is what the USD dominance. I mean, this is the chart, and I'm expecting it to play out. We're just forming a very good bear divergence, obviously on the H4, and also daily we are facing a very good. We will facing a very good resistance of RSI 50. So what you expect, or basically, once we go over here, I would like to see RSI doing something like this for the USD dominance, and that's where we're just likely going to form a very good bull divergence and one more push up of across the board overall market, and make money and run. That's what I would say, guys. So this is the perfect opportunity to go into longs if you don't have it. We already got into WIF. I will of course come on to that part later on. LTC also, we missed the perfect bids. CRV, I gave that limit as well, not limit, but the levels 0.91, 0.93, perfectly bounced from those levels. And I'm literally only having WIF at the moment, and Ondo, of course. So nothing else I have it at the moment, and I just want to build more. I'm 2-3% plus minus here and there, but this is what the plan is for the USD DOM. Other crypto market cap, guys, I mentioned it that the wave 3 is in and we are doing wave 4, and why the reason why I see that this is likely going to be your wave 4, the main reason is you have wave 1, you have wave 2, and then you got a very good push up for a wave 3 over here, 4 and 5. So that's a very good 5 waves that we are watching, and that's also a bear divergence over here that it formed. If you look at here closely on the 4 hours time frame, yes, we had a very good bear divergence over here, as you can see a very good bear divergence over here. So practically that indicates that this was some sort of a wave 3, actually very cool wave 3, and now we have got a 5 waves on the downside. Clear 5 waves, basically, guys. Now there are 2 possibilities over here. First of all, you can clearly see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you got the 5 waves. Now these 5 waves are likely your wave A, and that's going to be your wave B. So wave B is either going to be the red one, irregular expanded flat, or it's going to be a bearish retest of these levels of 300 billion, 303 billion, and this is going to be a B wave, and that's like going to be one more downtime towards $270 billion. So we just went down to $275 billion, but there's a possibility we can just go one more down. However, based on my experience, as the market is really good, what we can see exactly, possibility is that we can even do irregular expanded flat, meaning that basically, forget about this triangle on the bottom time frame, forget about everything else. What exactly can do is a very good range formation we can do over here, and that's known as an irregular expanded flat. So we are just holding up the lows, or what we can do is we can even go for a very good manipulation like this. So we can just do something like this, So that was your wave 1. That's like A, B, and C, like double bottom sort of thing. We run up, flip up, we go up here, and then further down like this, and then or run up for like August, and we go up towards 347 to 370 billion dollars like this. That's gonna be your irregular expanded flat, and that's the reason I'm bidding slowly and gradually. I'm bidding. VIF I already got in. I still want to get in at the moment on LTC. It looks amazing. Tower looks great too, in my view. It's a very good levels. I'll just go one after another. I'll just check deals as well, but primarily this is what the expectation is. We really don't want to see others crypto market cap losing the levels of 267.7 billion dollars. I mean, that's the very, very, very important levels. And you can also see that this is some sort of a bear flag sort of thing. I know it doesn't look that good on the half time frame. However, this was your clean A, B, C, B, and then C. That's your wave A over here, and that's your wave B over here. And right now we are in the wave C, so that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 go towards the golden pocket zone and 702 Fibonacci levels, and then come back down and do something like this. Basically, August dump. The blood moon dump is likely going to be something like this. We're just gonna see a massive dump in my view. But I am not worried about the dump. Right now, what we want to know is, or what we want to do is, we want to catch this move. We have a good move coming up. For one last pump is likely going to happen, basically, for the other crypto markets. If I just have to tell you the exact levels, for the market, you can just check this Fibonacci levels. Yeah, $346 billion to $338 billion, which is roughly around, from the current price, it would be around 20%, and 20% to 20% to 23% approx. That is really good. That is, in my view, very good move. 23% move. I mean, who don't want to make money over there with a 23% move minimum? And that's like we are talking about the others crypto market cap. For those who really don't know what other crypto market cap is, others crypto market cap basically includes all the coins except top 10 coins. Okay, so whatever, if you just go and open the coin market cap, and if you see the top 10 coins, those top 10 coins are not included over here. So there are two ways to take the entry on this one. First of all, for those who really are the safest players who really want to play very, very safe, you can just long once it breaks out of this trend line. For the rest of the players who probably just want to accumulate over here, well, this is a very perfect triangle in my view, a very good triangle. So that's a 5 waves. That's like a wave 1, A, B, C, D, E. That's gonna be our B wave. I mean, we really need to hold the $278 billion for this triangle to play out. And once it breaks out, you can just simply long it like this. As I mentioned, you can go for irregular external flat, like sweep up the highs, everything pump up. Maybe tomorrow it happens, or maybe on Monday. But this is what I mean. Over the weekend, this can happen. And we can also do something like this. B wave should be something like this, and we can do one more down. So that's a very classic. This is a very classic, A, B, and C. A very classic A, B, C zigzag. But the worst pattern you can see is which might take everyone off guard is going to be irregular expanded flat. So just if it does something like this, people will feel that, hey, this is the top and we should now be exiting the market. They will short, and we're just gonna get this pullback, retesting them support. People are gonna short it, and this is just going to wreck everyone by pumping it up towards 347 to 346 billion dollars. That's how the crazy part, honestly speaking, if it's just want to focus everyone. So this is the perfect scenario in my view. So the long makes sense, guys. Don't be afraid in my view. You just have to manage your risk. Let's say even if it wants to go down, it should not go down more than 5.5%, which means that whatever the coins you're longing, your stop loss should be at least 10% wide. The reason is, in case if it goes down towards $268 billion, it might just even probably drag around 265, but that's okay. That's completely okay. So just have to have slight buffer on what and how you're playing. Okay, you don't just go overboard with the leverage. Okay. Similarly for BTC, guys, that's a perfect A, B, C that's playing out at the moment. And as I mentioned, we got a very perfect triangle. Your wave A, your wave B over here, 1, 2. That's your wave 3 here, 4, and that's going to be a wave 5 somewhere around 111,951. That's a very perfect entry. Can even front run over around 114k. So I personally believe that if you look at from the 2 hours time frame, or let's even talk about the 1 hour time frame, I personally think that this is the perfect levels for your bullish retest for like 113.6 to 113.2k. So practically it's going to be somewhere around 114 to 113k. That's a very, very good zone for BTC. I just have to draw this box, guys. That's a perfect small LTF demand. Even though we have Fibonacci levels around 112k, this 112k is a perfect level as for the fibs. But you never know. I mean, we just probably can front run. This is the perfect ABC, and after this ABC, BTC makes new all-time highs. in my view, forming a perfect 3 drive around 130k, can even go to 120, can even top around 127 to 128k as well. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're talking about BTC alone, I think BTC can do at least from here, it can do 12%, 127, 12 to 13%, 127.7, 127.8. So if you look from the fifth perspective, yes, you can expect around 127.6 to 129.7. That's going to be a perfect levels for a BTC and a 3 drive on the 4 hours, as well as if you look at the 3 drives on a daily time frame, and that is going to be the perfect 3 drive. Because the reason is why I believe the 3 drive is likely going to play out, because you look at the volume, the volume is continuously going down, dragging. This was the first highs, volume was highs. This was the second highs, the volume was low over here, and then maybe one more highs with a low volume, and we can see a very good bad divergence, on the BTC on the daily time frame. And right now we already saw one bad divergence over here. Maybe what we can do is we go to RSI 50, we bounce like this, we bounce, and then we form another bad divergence. The blood moon comes on 7th of September 2025. Of course, previously we have seen that the blood moon, normally the price reacts 30 35 days, maybe even 40 days before the blood moon. So if that is the case, more or less we will be seeing a price action, or maybe some sort of a downfall in the market, to be around 7th of August to 10th of August. That's where exactly the downfall should begin for at least the BTC. Even if BTC can hold, go sideways a little bit, and also can really do well, possibility is always there. But you can see a very good bad divergence is forming. We might even not go for a 3 drive. This might be the top, and we can just probably go like this one more time, chop, one more time, chop, and then we can just dump like this. So it's going to be like forming a triangle where people feel that, hey, this is a bullish triangle, this is what A, B, C, D, E, and we're just gonna lift off. But what happens? No lift off, it just simply dump off, and then I'm really not interested in catching the 12 to 13% move on BTC. I'm not really interested in it. I just simply pass on. I'm not interested in BTC at the moment. What I'm interested is Ethereum and altcoins. So let's go to the ETH. ETH is perfectly playing out as well. If you remember, I mentioned 3,800 is going to be the top, and I'm looking for ETH to retest or backtest the trend line. But we have around 3,300, can even do around 3,418. So at least I'm expecting ETH to do something like this, a retest of 3,418, a bounce from there. Either the bounce is going to be the new highs like this for the ETH, wave 4, and then that's going to be a wave for a bullish retest of this trend line, the breakout of this trend line. I'll show you what this trend line is, and then we can make new all-time highs. But definitely what I see from ETH perspective, I think ETH is definitely going to make new all-time highs, the way it has over extended the move practically. This trend line is from I think this is here. Perfect. So just want to show you, hold on. Yeah, so this is the trend line. Basically that's like, we had a trend line from the previous all-time highs of 4,900 basically. So 4,900 is going to be the previous all-time highs, which I don't think BTC is going to do at this, Ethereum is going to do right now. I see this all-time highs to be taken care of most likely in Q4, but not now actually, because I have a different plan for Ethereum. I have a very good triangle scenario for ETH to play out. So that's the reason I really need a little bit more accumulation, a retest of $3,000 one more time, and then probably in Q4 we can just run off towards new all-time highs where ETH BTC is going to pump off the market. So you had a first retest, we rejected, we get a support, then we had a fake breakout, and then we dumped and made new lows like this. New lows in the sense we swept these lows, and now again we are trying for a breakout. This feels like a breakout. Of course it's a breakout, you see, but if you look at from the volume perspective as well, yes, the volume is pretty much good, and the breakout is still a really good breakout, you see. But then the volume was really good up here, but the volume is pretty much low on the breakout. I mean, still it is good because the volume is above EMA MF14 on the volume. So overall I think it's still you can say that ETH is good and it's still bullish. But let me tell you, this in my view can be wave A, B, or this can be wave C over here. like forming a very good, triangle scenario, and then we can do something like this, another chop accumulation before, like, some sort of a blood moon dump, and then Q4 ETH goes like this. Again, we go for a breakout. So that's what I really want to see ETH at the moment. And why do I feel this is how ETH is likely going to play? Because remember, we are holding a very good position on ETH BTC long, and ETH BTC have made us, we literally, I would say, got the bottom. It's already up 44%. So congratulations for those who play it out. I literally have 3x leverage long on ETH, and I have a very good position on ETH. I already mentioned it. And I think, we have broke out of this trend line. You see, this is the trend line. Sorry. So this is the highs, this is the lows. Oh, that's a trend line breakout. It's a very good breakout, and we are just accumulating inside this order block, which means that no, we are not yet done. ETH BTC is not yet done. Basically, ETH BTC is likely going to follow this path. We will be retesting 3674, and later on we'll be just coming back down towards 262. Maybe can even go down to 2325, because that's going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A very good 5 waves followed by A, B, C, chop is what I expect ETH BTC to do. So most likely I'm expecting, or I'm looking for taking profits on my ETH BTC long roughly around 65%. So it's going to be amazing, guys. So just be ready. When I say we have to book profits, we book profits. Right now, even though ETH BTC, if you see here, we don't have a practical bad divergence at the point on the daily, but we have a very good, I would say, RSI. Look at the RSI. We just went to 88%. So what we can expect a little bit is RSI do something like this. We make a bad divergence where ETH BTC, makes another higher highs, and this scenario keeps on doing it. So we make higher highs, RSI bad divergence, another, a little bit down like this. Again, we make another higher highs, and ETH BTC don't make RSI don't make higher highs. It make lower highs, and another bad divergence. That's going to be a triple bad divergence. And once we reach here, then you can expect a dump, like a big dump, and that's where you should be literally exiting ETH BTC practically. That's what we will do. I won't be practically keep on holding it for like 2 years at least, because now we have made good money. So I need that money, it's useless. It's practically useless if you know that there's a very high likelihood that ETH BTC can really go back to entry. Why should we hold it? No, we won't hold it. Total crypto market cap, guys. Very similar plan for a total crypto market cap, and what we should be looking for. What I personally expect is a very similar sort of scenario as I already mentioned for others. That's like a wave 1, 2. That's your wave 3. We are likely going to see a wave 4, and then there will be a wave 5. So practically, if you look at from the fifth perspective, this is the wave count that I see. I really don't have a bearish count, but I do have one bear count. Just wanted to show you, in case if things goes the other way around. So this is what the overall, 5 waves looks to me like for total crypto market cap. But what if this is not the 5 waves, and this is simply A, B, C, the top is in. So practically this is whatever we have seen so far, the move. This is your, some sort of a, let's say, wave 3 or ended here. That's what is your wave A. This is your wave B, and we might see wave C like this. It's known as an irregular expanded flat. And then Q4 is going to, we might see $5 trillion market cap for crypto market. This is the worst case scenario. I just want you to mentally prepare for this scenario. Why? Because why I'm telling you that this scenario is likely going to play out, or there's a possibility of it plays out, because normally when you have the wave count, normally wave count is like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, normally this is how the wave count looks like. Now even if you want to confirm, you need to confirm it from the wave count perspective. So your wave 1 needs to be visible, wave 2 needs to be visible, and then wave 3 will be very, very sharp with the high volume. During this pump, the volume would be huge. This is how the volume would be, Normally for the wave 1 and 2, the volume would be slightly like this. But in this case of wave 3, the volume would be this big. So it needs to match. It needs to, show us that this is wave 3. which means that if let's say this is wave 1, wave 2, which is perfectly fitting, you know, so look at the volume. Whereas you see here the wave, this wave, you know, I really don't see the big volume. The big volume is coming up here. This is where the big volume is coming in, which means that the move that we saw, you know, last few days, that was wave 3 of something, you know. That was the previous move that we saw, which means that this move here is clearly either this is somewhat like it's more bull. Basically this is wave 1, that's your wave 2. Now I can't say that this is your wave 1 of 3 and then it's going to be 3 of 3. Not possible. The reason is the volume is pretty much a very high intensive volume we are seeing on the daily time frame, meaning that this has to be, in my view, either it's wave A, B, and now we are doing wave C. So there is a possibility, guys, very high likelihood the top might be in, and we might just simply lose the 269 billion, or also whatever the levels as I mentioned, 267.7 billion, we might lose it, and things might just go for a toss. Possibility is there. You know, that's a worst case scenario, and hence the risk is something we need to manage. Okay, overall I am bullish, guys. This is the levels in my view we should be aiming to build the positions, and I think this is how this will go over the weekend. We should be doing something like this. Either we reject from here, we go one more down on the Monday basically, and because we also have, you know, next week we are having this thing, what do you say, month end closing. So we might do something like this before the month end closing, and then we pump up, you know, the last big wave might happen probably early August. However, the worst case, what it might happen is we can just probably, you know, just go up here and then do something like this and then further up, you know. So guys, don't be afraid. I think our altcoins are good. WIF is good particularly, and you know, we booked profit. It was good. I was expecting it to flip the 1.3, but it just rejected there, and then, you know, we booked profits as well along the lines. But yeah, I mean, this is in my view, this is some sort of, and if you look at from the wave count perspective, I see, you know, the wave count as for the wave as some sort of a, you know, over here is somewhere around 1, 2, that's your wave 3, 4, and I think we should be like sweeping this highs or 1.4. So the next would be 1.5 to 1.6. That's where my next take profit targets for the WIF would be. So this is what I expect for the WIF. We should not be losing 98 cents in my view. It's a very big levels for WIF. Although very same plan, no changes. This was the plan I already mentioned, and yes, I wasn't expecting it to lose or go down under 98.5 cents, but that's okay. That's okay. Now we just went a little bit shallow, but that's okay. I mean, nothing to worry about it. But this is also the same plan, 1, 2, and you got like, you know, you have it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is your wave 3, that's your wave 4, and we're already having inverse head and shoulder, remember, or you can also say a triangle formation over here. So once we break out and once we flip 1.05, you can compound and you can add more and more on the position, because it will be pumping to 1.26, which is going to give you around a minimum of 19% move. That's what we want to catch, and that's what we want to make money on. XRP is also very interesting, but I have this harmonic, guys, which I really don't want to you know, overstretch this, but that's a very massive shark. I really don't like those sharks, you know. That's like a wave 1, 2, that was a wave 3, and this was, I think the XRP is bottom. This is the levels. I don't really see XRP going under these levels. Yeah, around 2.86, practically perfectly coinciding with the you know, with my Fibonacci levels. So we go around 2.86 and we reclaim the highs like 3.05. XRP is likely going to make another new all-time highs and likely going to run around 3.8 to $4 practically for XRP. So XRP is also great. Let's talk about Litecoin. I cancelled my limits for Litecoin, but I was wrong basically. It got a good bounce, whatever the money would be. But then you see what Litecoin is. Well, basically we are rejecting again this whole trend line. And that's the reason, I just want to be very, very careful. Now we would be aiming to long a very big levels. This is the big levels you see. A very big levels. And the levels are 104.14 to 104 levels. Of huge levels. And you don't want to see LTC losing the red line. This red line is like, the zone where you really don't want to see LTC going back under. Which means that it's a very good risk reward. You can long around 104.14 to 104 with your stops under 98.5. And you can aim for at least $134. And maybe if, LTC just rockets, it can go for like $150 to $160 like this. That's a very good risk reward, guys, and the stop loss is very shallow, 5.3 to 5.5% stop loss. Good one. Tau, guys, a very similar thing for Tau, but we need to understand a little bit deeper. Now I slightly have an issue with Tau, slightly, not big, but slightly. I mean, you look at this wave 1 and then you had a nice triangle wave 2 over here. If you remember, we literally longed Tau around these levels, 338 and then 370. And then we book profits across the board. So, I think this is wave 1, this is wave 2, and maybe this is wave 3, 4, and 5. Maybe Tau might be top, basically. But I think if everything looks great to me, and if you look at the daily time frame, two things you need to check. EMA 200, we have a good EMA 200 support, guys. So practically, 380 is your good levels. And if you look at the 4 hours EMA 4 hour is around 390, which is again a good support. But before that, we also have EMA 100 support. If you look at these levels, this was the resistance, and then we broke out of it, made this support. That's where we longed it, and then things went. So basically, this is your next support. And in case if we go down, this is going to be where I'm bidding heavy on Tau. At least I can expect a push up to 424. In case if things, it just don't want to make new highs, then it's okay. But at least I think Tau is having good support. So from the wave count perspective, slight tricky, but I have did this homework for you guys, and what I feel is this is a very good irregular expanded flat. I think Bundy or someone or Ole, someone from the team from the community would check for you. But that's a very good irregular expanded flat. And that's your wave A, wave B, and wave C. Clearly ABC, meaning that whatever you had it on the downside, this was your wave A, B, and C. And then again, what we are watching right now is A, B, and then you got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's gonna be your wave C, meaning that we just likely going to sweep this lows, go towards 385, 387. And then once we reclaim it, that's going to be a deviation. Once we reclaim 397, we will long here. Remember, we will long here. And our stop loss would be 6%. And we would be aiming for targets of 493. Basically, it's going to be like $500, which is going to be 26% move. So that's what I would be aiming for Tau. Silver, guys, what a massive dump on silver. I've been waiting for this. If you remember, since few days I've been talking about this, that silver is having a very massive 3 drive pattern. The volume is drying up, and there is a very good bad divergence as well forming across the board on silver. That was your bad divergence practically. So I think silver is more or less going to not outperform, but remember the dips, the levels, what you really want silver to give you, because Q4, what I would say 2026 is going to be the year for silver. Of course, gold will pump as well. Gold can give you 10-15% gains in 2026. But remember, silver is, if gold can give you 15% gains, silver is going to give you 40 to 50% gains, 50. So basically silver is going to outperform gold in all aspects in 2026. So on the Harton time frame, I would like to see silver doing something like this. This is what I expect silver to do. A retest of $30, accumulate a little bit, like we accumulate above, form a range, and 2026 is going to be a massive breakout of $50 here, and then we go for new all-time highs, like making to $200 plus. So silver, if it gives you, very likely it might front run, guys. A lot of people are waiting for this dip, but just in case, if it gives you $30, $31, just keep on buying it, adding it. Gold, we book profit, and this was the plan. I already shared the what do you say, alternative scenario, where I was like, this might be some sort of a ABC move practically. So this was your wave A. What if this is wave B, and or maybe WX, and this is wave A, B, 1 2 3 4 5, like this. We go to 3030, 3040, and make everyone believe that gold is done, and then 2026 gold pump up to 3,800 or 3,900. Not necessarily it pumps in 2026, but it can even do it can even do it in Q4 basically. So what it can do, in like the faster it can dump, the more faster we can finish this move, like this. It's gonna be like a PO3 basically, and then we can do such impulsive move in even Q4 for the gold. So I'm just gonna simply hold the gold, the position that I have from 3130, the physical gold that we bought in the group, guys. And whatever the longs that we have played, the scalps, we have book profits and we have made good money on it. For now, I've not given you any new position. We're gonna wait it. For a bearish retest of 3373, I think it's going to be a very good short for gold, guys. So looking to overall, I'm not interested in few coins. I honestly personally feel that those coins are not gonna outperform practically. I'm gonna look at the Dodge. This was my plan, guys. I mentioned that Dodge is going to reject, make highs, reject, and it's gonna come back down to 21 cents. It's coming down to those levels, but don't you dare touch it at the moment. Wait for it to reclaim the green line. Okay, 23.4. Once it reclaims, you can go in basically. Few coins that I don't like it. First of all, the shitcoin Sol. Congratulations. Shitcoin Sol, I really don't like it. Of course, this can be the wave 4 actually. So this can be wave 3. This is your wave 1. That's 0. What was your wave 2? And now we are doing wave 4 basically. And again, another opportunity to long possibility. But I think the most important thing for the Solana is, at the moment, what I feel is, forget about this A5 waves, but what I feel is this is very good A, B, and C, or WX, Y actually. Very good bear flag. Another alt that I personally like it is, we're gonna see two more coins that are very strong, and you should not miss it. First is CRV. I gave that level of 91.93 cents, but I did not took it because I was slightly afraid of it. But now, as we are saying this, a very good range, I would like to see CRV testing 87 to 84 cents. Basically, this premium zone. This was your premium zone. We broke out, no retest. So once we go down here, we can get a very good, CRV long, along with everything else, practically. Similarly, ENS is also a very good, looking coin. Basically, it's a very good accumulation happening. This is the support. So practically, we get around 25 cents to $25 to 24.7. We will be looking to aim to look for longs. I'm expecting it to go around a bigger premium zone. So that's your premium zone, guys, for ENS. Okay, another coin you really want to check is Bonk. Bonk is also missing one more push up. So honestly speaking, that push is simply missing. We literally caught Bonk and it just went nuts, if you remember. So I really want to catch this Bonk again, another move. I really want to catch that move. Just draw the harmonic over here. So if you draw this harmonic like this on Bonk, it's 619. So ideally it should be 786. Ideally, I can even go for like maybe what 886 as well. So I think bonk is still missing a move, and what you are watching right now is a very good flag. So that's going to be a flag for bonk, and we really want to see bonk doing something like this and then break out to the target. So I want to see bonk going to these levels. Okay, something to keep eye on. So these are the coins, and one more alt that I like is Sui. Sui 3.8 is the very important levels, guys. Till we don't flip 3.8, you guys are not touching it without me. Okay, the most important thing about Sui is that this untapped highs, it's known as an equal highs, is there, meaning that I am expecting Sui to do something like this. This is your clean wave 1, 2, that's your 3, and that is your wave 4, and likely going to see one more push towards 4.6 to 4.8. Now what are the levels that Sui can go towards for a wave 4? 3.45 to 3.5 dollars, which already we went to 3.5, exactly. So we can have one more down like this, and that's also a very good order block for Sui. So you can long it, and it can do something. It is likely going to do something like this. Okay, we're going to go 4.6, 4.8, chop, and then booyah, come back down. So that's what I expect for Sui. It's a very good, in my view. You have 5 as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you have some sort of A, B, C, A, B, and C. So that's a very good B wave. So that's your another wave 1. Okay, so this 5 wave is likely going to be your wave 1. That's your wave 2. That's your 1, and blood moon dump happens, and we can have another wave 2, and then big move happens for this is a very bull count, guys, a very bullish count. It takes my target for Sui towards at least what I feel is it's likely going to be just draw the fibs, draw the fibs. Okay, once you draw the fibs, you have levels of 2414, and you also have 3618, just in case if it goes nuts. Now once we draw all these levels, now we are talking about the logarithmic scale chart. On the logarithmic scale chart, you don't want to have 2414. On the logarithmic scale chart, you really want to have 1:1 extension of the move, and then you go for 1.6 or 1 at Kalas. That's the max it can go for Sui. So practically speaking, this triangle, let me just delete the brush. And brush. Also delete 4. So what exactly might be Sui might be doing is basically it might be doing something like this. It's forming a triangle here with an accumulation, as I mentioned. So that's going to be either ABC or 1 2 1 2. So that's 1 2 1 2. A breakout happens, and then we lead for a new all-time highs. And Q4 is going to be for Sui. It can really give $17. So practically, guys, this is the bull case. The bear case is we just go towards 4.7, and if Sui loses practically 2.3, it is going to dump back down to the biggest support of $1. So this is where it will go then. So that's the bull case, and this is the bear case. So we will see what we want to play and how Sui runs up in those scenario. But definitely this is clearly, in my view, on the lower term time frame, because look at the daily RSI. I mean, RSI is still very good, and even though we had bad divergence, but still RSI is going to see support, and I'm sure it's gonna bounce. So that's where we're gonna long more Sui. You look at the weekly RSI. Weekly RSI is barely above. We are above RSI 50, and we are also above RSI based MA, and of course we have some bad divergence, but that's okay. That's completely okay. But till we hold the RSI based MA, I think Sui is likely going to do something like this. That's what I expect Sui to do, guys, at least for now. 4.5 to 4.6 is what I expect for SUI. Total, I think I have shared everything, and nothing much left for for the analysis. So that's it, guys. Have your nice weekend, and just ride Ondo and wave. Don't overcomplicate things at the moment. Don't look for more positions. Let's say if you're having 2 positions, just have another 1 or 2 max more, which means that you should not be having positions more than 4 positions, just in case things go for a toss. We have made good money this month. We don't want to end up in a loss. We want to stay positive, because Q4 is going to be the blast month. Because, guys, again, I'm not giving any hopes to you, but remember, whatever I'm telling you, whatever happens in the blood moon, let's say we dump from here to like this, for the blood moon, Q4 is going to be like this. We are surely going to see $420 billion in Q4. Either it happens from here, or it simply happens from 240 billion to here, which is a really, really good levels and really good thing for altcoins. So don't worry about it. Okay, have a nice weekend, guys, and whatever updates I have, I'll give you. So take care. Bye bye. Cheers.